AITA for not accepting my aunt's gift because she always expects favors. I, 18M, have an aunt who makes a lot of money and she always goes big with gifts for everyone. But the thing is, she always expects us to do any favors she asks for, and if we say no, she reminds you what she got you. This has happened lots of times with me. On my 13th b-day she got me a hoverboard, and then every weekend after that she'd ask me to babysit my cousins, no pay BTW. Even once when there was gonna be a dance at school, I missed it to watch them because she made a big deal to my parents about my not appreciating what she done for me by not wanting to this favor. Another time more recently, she asked me to be her designated driver when she went out because she doesn't trust Uber drivers at night. I'm not even allowed to be driving that late. Got home like at 2 and had school the next day. And pretty much how it is every year for everyone. She gifts us new laptops, Apple Watches, games, or just cash. But if we don't do something, she gets mad and doesn't stop talking about it. My b-day was on Friday and she got me a freaking car. I have a learner's permit and gonna get my license soon. It's cool and everything, but I already know she gonna expect big favors over this, and I'd if I wanna be on the hook for that. I thanked her and everything, but I'd rather get my own car. And yeah, she was so mad, like red in the face and yelling at my parents ABT how ungrateful I'm being, and any kid would be happy about a gift like this. And I told her I would be happy, but I already know she's gonna be asking me for so many favors because that's what she does with everyone. Anyways, my parents got mad at me and my aunt stormed out of the house. All I'm hearing now is how ungrateful I am, and I need to apologize to her. My older brother's telling me it's not a big deal and I could just say no when she asks for favors. But everyone knows when you tell her no, she turns it into a whole drama and just makes you feel like shit for not helping her. So I'd rather avoid it by not even accepting the car. They're still saying I'm not being a very good nephew for rejecting her gifts, so I got to ask if I'm being an asshole over this. NTA. If you don't want to accept a gift with strings attached, that's perfectly fine. My grandfather likes to pull the same thing where he goes, well, if I get you this, I expect you to do this. NTA. And clearly at only just 18, you're the most mature of the family on the way you're handling this. Hers are not gifts, but prepayments. I would not apologize for not accepting the car directly, but you can call your aunt and say thank you for the thoughtful gift, but I can't possibly accept it and I'm looking forward to buying my own car. NTA, beware the gifts from the Fae, for they always come with a price. I have an uncle that does the same thing. What works for me is a policy of 3 refusals before accepting anything. Example, uncle gives me XMEO, I couldn't possibly accept this. It is far too much him. No, not at all, it is just a small token me, but surely this was so expensive. I could never pay you back for it him. It's a gift, you don't have to pay me back me, but surely this cost a lot of money. I'd be happier with a less expensive model him, but I wanted to spend the money on you. Since it's your birthday and you are family me, well, if you insist, thank you so much. And do that in public when accepting the gift, then this way later if he tries to hold it over me, I have witnesses who heard him say I owed him nothing and the gift was from the goodness of his heart. Sometimes he turns it around and says maybe you are right, maybe it is too much, and then I don't get the gift, but he also has no favor. I think you are an absolute legend, to be honest, NTA at all. You have the measure of her, decided the reward wasn't worth it and put her firmly in her box. Fair play to you. AITA for moving out after my sister wanted to triple my rent due to dad cutting me off. My sister is 2 years younger than me. I took a gap year, meaning that when I was in my first year of university, she was applying for her own unis and courses. My sister liked a university about 20 minutes away from mine. She missed out on halls and rent in the area is expensive, so dad said if I found a flat that could suit both of us, he would pay for half of the overall rent and my sister and I could pay a quarter each. Rent in the area on a 2-bedroom starts at around £1,000 per month, so this was a bargain. I found a flat, and my sister and I have been living together since September 2019. 18. I'm now finishing up my 3rd year of university. I've been dating my boyfriend for a year. My boyfriend is a transgender man. I didn't tell dad because he has expressed transphobic views previously and it's not his business. My boyfriend is on testosterone, and it's administered via injection. My sister found his kit and questioned us on why there was a case containing vials and needles in the flat. We told her the truth, saying she can't tell dad. Dad rang me a week later calling my boyfriend a tranny, and saying he won't pay to put a roof over a dyke's head, so my sister and I are on our own in paying for the flat. My sister swears she didn't tell him. Frankly, I'm not sure I believe her. I told my sister that I could pay £500 a month, so if she can come up with the other £500, we could continue living here. She says she can't do £500 as she's only budgeted for £250 per month, and that because I'm the one who got us into this, I should be paying £750. I said I can't do £750 and that it's fair that we pay half each. She said that she shouldn't have to pay more because of my issue, and maintained that I should pay £750. Things got worse and worse at the flat, with the rent deadline getting closer, and my sister insisting that I should pay £750 and not backing down. As things got worse there, I started spending more time at my boyfriend's place. A few days ago he asked me to move in with him and I agreed. I've already paid £500 of rent for February, and my boyfriend and I found a studio flat within our budget that will let us move in March. My sister and I are renting on a monthly contract, so I have the option to just not renew it. I've told my sister what my plan is and she's furious. Says I fucked her over because she's now got less than 3 weeks to sort herself out. She can't afford the full £1,000 per month alone, and dad isn't willing to help her because he's convinced she knew my boyfriend was trans and hid it from him. Even just flat shares in the area start at about £600, well over double what she's budgeted. All she can afford right now is petrol for the drive home, well over 3 hours away. She says I'm being unfair, selfish, and cruel, and that I'm intentionally fucking her over. AITA info: dad lives over 3 hours away, with my mum and other sister. My boyfriend is not openly transgender, and dad has met him and had no idea he was trans before this. Dad has also not entered the flat in months, so he couldn't have snooped around and found the tea on his own. There is a possibility that my sister told our mother or other sister, who then told dad, so my sister didn't tell him herself but was still the source of information. There's no logical scenario that I can come up with where my sister wasn't involved somehow. NTA: are you sure she was cut off? She said she was. NTA: my guess is your sister didn't tell your dad directly, since he is angry with her too, but she instead told one of her friends, or maybe your mum, and the news just reached your dad through the gossip grapevine. Being that your boyfriend is still closeted, your sister shouldn't have told anyone at all about this, but still, the biggest star in this story is your hateful, bigoted dad. How sad for both you and your sister. NTA: it makes no difference that your dad cut you off or why that happened, and it makes no difference whether she told him or not. Fact is, you've always paid half of the rent each because a third party covered the rest. Now that third party isn't paying, I cannot fathom a reason why the 50-50 arrangement should change. He had a chance to get on board and pay her share. NTA: your sister blabbed to someone. Then she tried to make you pay more of the rent as some kind of trans tax. You had to do what you had to do, right? Like the sheer audacity. If you hadn't dated a trans man, I wouldn't have outed him to our father and lost our rent support. AITA: for calling my boyfriend a hypocrite when he told me to stop spending so much time on my crocheting. Just wanted to apologize for any spelling mistakes that are being pointed out. English is not my mother tongue. I will correct the spelling mistake. Thank you. Yes, I know this sounds ridiculous, but he's fuming with me at the moment and I can't get through to him. Okay, well, I crochet a lot, like a lot. It's my hobby and helps me deal with my really bad anxiety. My partner doesn't like that I do it so much. Just to set some background, I work full time, and when I'm not working I make sure to clean up our house, make some dinner, ensure the dog has had a walk, just general household upkeep before I sit down on the sofa and crochet. When my boyfriend came up to me today and said that he's unhappy with how much time I spend crocheting, I'm not going to lie, I laughed a bit, and basically said, "You spend more time playing games in one day than I do crocheting in a week." He really did not like that answer. I told him that before I crochet, I ensure that all my household duties are done, that dinner is made, etc. My boyfriend works part-time from home, and when he's not working he's playing games. Just getting him to clean the bathroom once a week is a task in itself. He's fuming with me now and saying I'm attacking him and asking if I just want him to stop doing what makes him happy. I said that's not the case at all. Then he said that I'm just angry with him because he gets to work from home. Also not the case. I work in a brain rehabilitation unit. I've always enjoyed my job and obviously it's not a career where I can just work from home. I called him a hypocrite with how he's trying to tell me off for doing something too much when he himself can't even get basic chores done. Now he's got the huff with me and anytime I try to make conversation he cusses me out. Lol. AITA for calling him a hypocrite was asked to include this comment to why he came up to me in the first place about this. I probably should have mentioned his reasoning. The reason I mentioned the chores is because that's what he told me I should be doing more of. He said instead of spending time on the crocheting, I could be using that time to do more impactful and useful things, like I could be cleaning up more, or doing more laundry, or finding more fun dishes to make. I'm Polish and predominantly cook Polish food. He's never been very on board with that. NTA. So it's basically your free time and up to you how to use it. And just like he plays games to blow off steam, you like to blow off steam by crocheting. Good that you called him out on it, and if he makes a big issue of this then I say it's a red flag. I would be curious when these two spend any meaningful time together as a couple though, since they both seem absorbed in their hobbies and otherwise busy with work or chores. Up you are NTA obviously. NTA. He has a lot more free time than you but barely gets any house chores done, spends more time on his hobby, and criticizes you for having something you enjoy that helps you cope with anxiety. Tell me up, why are you with him? ETA, thank you for the awards. NTA. First of all, as a first aider and having seen what you do for a living, I commend you for your work during this difficult time. It's little wonder that you need something that gives you a sense of zen. I'm like that with needlecraft and bobbin lace. Second, your boyfriend is being a hypocrite. He has more free time and probably earns less than you do, yet he has the nerve to tell you that you should spend less time on something that makes you happy. As someone who likes both, I say he needs to grow up, not you. I don't get the feeling he appreciates you, so I would suggest that you ditch him and move on. ETA, just saw the update. The fact that he wants you to do chores and cook with your craft time, when you do the pretty much all the chores as is, suggests that he sees you as a maid and not as a partner. Definitely dump him. ETA 2, thank you kind strangers for the awards. NTA. But based on your Reddit, crocheting is not the issue here, nor is him being a hypocrite. The bigger issue seems to be that your boyfriend does not view you as his equal. He spends more time at home than you do, but it doesn't sound like he does any chores. He also doesn't cook. He expects you to do those things despite being full-time, and then he wants you to spend more time on doing things for him and the house. Your crocheting isn't what he's upset at. He's upset that you're not doing more things for him. I wouldn't even focus on his gaming. Crotch it even more. Cook for yourself only, clean up after yourself only, and see how long he lasts and hope he'll start being more appreciative. Or just leave him.